Hello guys and welcome back again. So I have not uploaded for a long time, as you can obviously tell if you look at my last upload. And I thought I would just make a review on just the Huracan GT3, because this car, not this exact car, just the Evo 2 version of the car, surprisingly actually set a pole lap on the Nürburgring 24 hours. That was, again, very interesting to see. And I think, this car, being that old, even though it's upgraded to an Evo 2 package, it still can take pole. The Nürburgring was... Well, I had no words for it. It was just insane to see that Lamborghini had a 1-2 on the Nürburgring 24 hours. But as you guys know, I don't talk about the Nürburgring. It's just a review about the car in general. So yeah, let's just talk about the car in general. This is a Lamborghini Huracan GT3 2015. So this car was also previously in Gran Turismo Sport, but yeah, essentially it was a pretty decent car in GT Sport. I remember, of course, only remember it from just doing the circuit experience in Catalonia, and you can still do it in GT7 if you want to test out the car without actually buying it. You can just go and do the time trial at circuit Barcelona, Catalonia, and you can go take it and see how it is. But I personally don't think it's the best car for that track. I think the Gran Turismo circuit experience always picks the worst car for the track combo. I think they purposely do that. But yeah, I think this car overall, the best combination for this car for the circuit is actually Nürburgring and Bathurst. Now, of course, some of you guys who probably use this car in probably a lot of course, daily races, if you even use it, would probably say it's better on other tracks. And I don't know, because I've only ever driven this thing on Bathurst, Catalonia, the Nordschleife, and Suzuka. But I didn't think it was good in Catalonia or Suzuka. I think if you're driving those two tracks, then the 296 GT3 overall is a better car for those two tracks. But I think, this car is $450,000, which is basically the same price as every other Group 3 car. So it's generically normal, except for some Group 3 cars, which are $800,000, maybe $1 million. Or if you get the Ford GT LM Spec 2, that's almost $2 million. Or if you have the F1 GTR, that's going to be like $10 million. But yeah, basically, every modern GT3 car, it's pretty much mostly the same price as most GT3 cars, like pre-2020. So yeah, overall, it's a good car for what it is. So let's get a bit into the stats of what you get from this car. So, the current stats is with racing softs, just unmodified, just racing softs only. You get 759 performance points. You get 576 horsepower. You get a maximum torque of 59.2. You get a displacement of 5,204 cc. The weight is about 1,230 kilos, and the front to rear balance is 42.58, so it's more towards the rear. And the top speed of this car is about 290 kilometers per hour, which is a little bit slow for a GT3 car. I think GT3 cars in this game, they reach like, on the straights, they can reach 300 on Dottinger, 300, 310. This car only goes about 290, so it's a little bit lacking. But I think like most other Group 3 cars have that top speed. But yeah, it just goes 290 kilometers per hour stock. They're still very good. The downforce level front is 375, and the rear is 625. And basically, you can't really upgrade anything else except for the turbocharger, the tires, and I think you can do some other whatever mods. I think put like a hydraulic handbrake or hydraulic handbrake adapter. But yeah, that's pretty much the stats. And when you upgrade it, actually, it increases the performance points to 788.11. The max power goes from 576 to 789. That's usually most Group 3 cars. Oh, that was a shot. Most Group 3 cars, they have, let's say, 788 horsepower. This thing makes 789. horsepower, and the maximum torque goes up from 59.2 to 75.4. So the power and torque goes up, but also the 0 to 400 meters goes from 10.61 seconds to 10.38 seconds, and the 0 to 1000 meter goes from 19.17 seconds to 18.30 seconds, and the 0 to 150 kilometers per hour goes from 2.09 seconds to 1.85 seconds. So yeah, overall, when you put the turbo in this thing's way more quicker. Of course, I've taken on the Bathurst fully upgraded. I've not taken on the Nordschleife upgraded because I am genuinely scared of taking the upgraded Group 3 car to the Nordschleife, because I've done that before and I've shunted so many times in an upgraded Group 3 car. I just prefer driving one stock. But yeah, I definitely think, it's a great stock car to take out on the Nordschleife, but also upgraded, it's like ridiculously fast. I took this thing on World Touring Car 800, and this thing was just, I was like shaving off 10 seconds off the lead pretty much, let's say, every 2 laps. So yeah, this thing's obviously very no, there was 2 or 3 laps, but yeah, this thing's very fast compared to most Group 3 cars in terms of acceleration. Although top speed, it is lacking a bit, and sometimes the car just, it feels very oversteer. It's not really oversteery, it's just like the perfect balance between understeer and oversteer. I don't know how to explain it, but it's at least, better than most cars. It's, oh, that was another shot again. This is my first time taking it out. But yeah, obviously it's better than some of the most Group 3 cars. Like, if you pick out most of the fictional cars, they're not really that fast. Or if you, let's say, go with the 992 G3R, there's a lot of people say it was a good car. It is a good car, but I feel like it just has too much oversteer, and it kind of ruins the car a bit because the engine's all the way in the rear. But yeah, I think this car is just a perfect Group 3 car if you just want a car that, again, you can just use stock and that's relatively fast. This is a great option, and considering it only costs $450,000 is a great money for value, considering, you can get the R8s, which is a little bit more faster, but same time, it's not as loud, and it doesn't have as much grunt as a Huracan, because you can just hear in the background of me talking just how insanely loud the Huracan GT3 really is. But also, we've had Lamborghini race cars in the past in this game. We've had the Diablo Nomad GT500 car. We've had the Diablo GT2. We have also had normal road car Lamborghinis. Like, I think there's some cars I really miss, like the Remington, the Murcielago SV. Mainly just those 2 cars, but yeah, Lamborghini, again, in this game, it's really lacking in terms of what cars they have. Compared to other brands in the game, Lamborghini is really lacking a lot of cars in this game, and it's kind of sad, to be honest, because Lamborghini is not my favorite brand, but I can see why people would like the brand. Again, they make great cars, and yeah, very cool cars. So I definitely think, this is a great car that if you support Lamborghini in the GT series, and if you want to drive the manufacturer's cup in the Lamborghini, I think this is a great car to drive, because it can be as fast as the other Group 3 cars, but of course, it's not lacking. And of course, as you can see here, now the car is on Bathurst. This is actually when the car is fully upgraded to the max. So yeah, this car overall, I've done a lot of laps in other Group 3 cars. In fact, actually, when this lap is done, I'm actually going to compare all the times to other cars with this car to the other Group 3 cars I've driven. But yeah, when you basically max upgrade it, it's way more quicker. But one thing I noticed is, again, it just ruins the car a bit. The car feels a little bit unsettled compared to when it's stock, but again, when it's upgraded, it's just a really fast car. If you just know how to not shunt it, I think it's a very fast car to drive. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it of what I want to say about this car. So I think just to conclude things overall for what this thing is, it's a great value for money car. You only pay $450,000. The sound is incredible. You won't get the same sound out of the R8, even though if it's 2 seconds quicker. Actually, I think it was 3 or 4 seconds quicker. But in this track, it was like only a little bit quicker. But the Nürburgring was a bit more quicker. But again, the sound of this thing is something you cannot resist. Just when you just drive in cockpit view, that sound is just marvelous. I really enjoy this car, and again, I think if you want a Group 3 car that's really enjoyable to drive, and you can just go and have a bit of fun with, then I think this is definitely a very good car. So, yeah, overall, great car. I definitely recommend buying it. And yeah, that'll be it. So, yeah, goodbye.